Thanks a million. I really appreciate it, David.
The girls finally wrap at the photographer's studio and ring Caroline to check in.
How were the photos looking? Did you receive the other photo?
Yeah, Kieran is there. Kieran is using one of the ones that you've just sent over with the white background on it. It's much cleaner. It looks good, like. You did a great job on it, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Once he's happy. Okay, speak to you soon.
Oh, come here. The tagline we went with on the camel was, "Word has spread, ... drink light, go further."
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that.
It looks good.
Okay, thanks, Caroline. Okay,
see you later. Bye.
Guys, now I've got a good feeling we're going to win this.
Yeah. Oh, good.
4:45 p.m. As the photography team travel to their designers, Caroline and her side of the team sign off on the billboard.
Done?
Yeah, we're signed off on it.
I like it.
All right.
Well done, Kieran. Good guy, good man. I'm actually really happy. I think the billboard has a really good impact. It's eye-catching, and that's what we were asked to do. So I'm happy with it, yeah.
Time up. At Elevate's designers, they're also happy with their Lucasade Light campaign.
Oh, I love that. I'm actually impressed that we finished, so at the moment, I'm not stressed. If you ask me a couple of hours later, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's a wrap. Congratulations, guys.
Billboards hit the printing press and get mounted for tomorrow's presentation, after which 14 candidates will go to Bill's boardroom. Early on a Sunday morning, and the apprentices arrive at City West Conferencing Centre where they will present their billboards. Up first to present to the marketing team from GlaxoSmithKline, Mairead, Siobhan and Michelle, are Team Elevate. Also in the audience is a special guest.
Good morning, I'm Sarah and I would like to introduce my team, Elevate Marketing. We've constructed this billboard to encapsulate all the elements outlined in the brief by using an arresting, energetic image coupled with a snappy tagline that tells the narrative. I would now like to hand you over to my colleague Barry, who will take you through the rest of the creative.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, I look at this product and I see energy. I see vitality. I see that extra edge. Our bodies are primarily made from water, as too is Lucasade Sport Light. However, Lucasade Sport Light has been energised. When you take a sip, you taste it. You feel it. You let it tingle. You feel the energy. This is not just energy for sport. This is energy for life. I give you Fit by Lightning. If you have any questions, I'd like to open the floor to my team, and you can feel free to ask us anything on the billboard. Thank you.
One of the key messages which we needed to communicate with this campaign was improve your workout. Just wondering if you think that this message is clear enough.
The reason we didn't make that our main headline is because in the brief we were asked for something original and something different. So we wanted to keep it in there, but we were conscious of coming up with an original concept.
I just am a bit confused with the headline, Fit by Lightning. It doesn't talk to me about hydration. How does it communicate a drink?
I would like to take the opportunity to answer this question. The fact that we actually used in the billboard the two bottles and they're prominent on the billboard, so it clearly identifies the fact that it is a drink. So I think that message has been clearly communicated by the fact that they are very prominent on the billboard.
Do you think our target audience will relate with this person? In actual fact, the model we've used is not technically a model. He's actually a regular man, as we all are. Obviously, in advertising, you do have to go a little on the aspirational in terms of if you drink this drink, that's what you may look like.
Team Elevate, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you. Next to present are Fusion, led by Caroline McHugh.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm not going to delay you too long this morning by boring you with a long presentation, as I am going to allow our billboard to do all the talking. And believe me, it speaks for itself. Ladies and gentlemen, the word is spreading. Drink light, go further. Now, if I can just direct you to a handout that my colleague Niamh is going to pass around. And if you turn to the back page, you will see that we have outlined our thought process. The image then at the bottom of the handout is included as this was our initial thought. This eventually became what we like to call our prequel. But we decided to go that little bit further, make it a little bit more creative, more original and eye-catching by designing something that will truly, truly generate an impact. And we move forward with this billboard campaign. I am sure you will all agree that this advertisement stands out, creates an impact, and will make people ask themselves, why drink water when you can drink Lucozade Sport Light? Thank you very much for your attention, and I'll now open the floor to any questions that you may have.
Why did you present the camel concept and not your original idea, which was comparing Lucozade Sport Light, the benefits of that compared to water?
The primary reason we decided to come to you today with the camel concept rather than going with our prequel was to meet our brief, which was to be unique and original. The idea of the camel grew organically from that banner, and we were hoping that maybe, you know, when you guys are running out a series of campaigns, you could begin and introduce the public to the concept of the water cooler and then go with something a little more risque like the camel.
I'm just wondering, do you think, you know, consumers who see this billboard for the first time, you know, if they drive by it or walk by it on the street, will understand what you're trying to communicate with the camel?
I think that, firstly, the camel does quite stand out, so it could create a talking point. And then on further examinations, we have used the word is spreading, so I suppose it shows that the word is out there now, it's travelled all around the world. He has come from the desert or from, you know, wherever and to it, and it's drawn him to the central, to the water cooler, to your product.
What was the reasoning behind not showing the full bottles on the visual?
One idea we had was something you see in modern billboards now is run-offs the bottom, and we thought maybe it would be a nice idea for you guys to run the bottom of the bottle off the billboard.
It wasn't lack of attention to detail then?
No, it definitely wasn't that.
Okay, thank you, Team Fusion, for your presentation.
Thanks, Mairead.
Thank you, Mairead.
We've no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
As the marketing team from GlaxoSmithKline deliberate over which campaign understood their Lucozade Light brief best, the candidates must now prepare to meet Bill in his boardroom.
Team Elevate, Team Fusion, good afternoon. The other morning, Mairead Golden wanted both of you to create an original, distinctive billboard advertising campaign for the new Lucozade Sport Light. So, Panos, I nominated you as project manager of Elevate. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that Panos done a very good job in terms of being the project manager.
So he'd be the man you'd follow into battle, is it, Will?
It would, Bill, yeah, being honest, it would, definitely.
Michelle?
I enjoyed working for Panos. Things did kind of go out of control for a while. What I thought was really good is that Panos did bring it back together.
How did you, Barry, find Panos?
I think in the end of it, the team came together and we'd all stand behind them.
Standing behind them is one thing. I was asking you, how did you find them? I didn't get at it, and I got all wishy-washy stuff.
Oh, sorry, Bill. I mean, I'd go into battle with Panos, but I'd want a big gun with me as well.
Is that to shoot Panos or the enemy?
No, of course not. Sometimes you have to fall in line, and I think I did on this one. My ideas weren't getting brought on board, and I kind of had to take a back seat and just make sure that hopefully we get over the line.
So you're saying he's the project manager, he's not doing nothing terribly wrong, so I'll go along with him, even though he's not listening to me. Is that summing up where you are?
Bill, I was a bit of a third wheel on this one. In the first day, obviously, I had a lot of, I thought, positive ideas. Water for Wimps was just one of them, but there was lots of ideas floating around. And on the second day, I really just sat back and made sure everything got done. And then on the third day, then I presented the product to the client.
Presentation.
Yes, Bill.
Did you have any support from your team for your ideas, Barry?
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, as Michelle said, it was a good idea. I think a good few said it was a good idea.
What was the one you were talking about?
I was just one.
You had a name on it there?
Water is for Wimps.
I drink a lot of water.
Water is magic, but when you're trying, I was a little bit controversial, you know.
Panos,
yes, Bill.
What were your ideas?
I have to say, Bill, that I wanted to step back from the creative because I wanted to judge everything, so I wanted to have a holistic perspective. I did not want to impose my ideas on the creative. I wanted to hear everybody.
So what ideas did you have that you didn't want to impose on the group?
I did not have idea. I did not initiate an idea, and I did admit that I did not initiate an idea.
Okay, well then answer this for me, Panos.
Yes, Bill.
Why did you decide on Sarah and Barry for the presentation?
I was pretty sure that I wanted Sarah to do the presentation because she's an experienced marketeer.
And Barry?
It was quite a rocky relationship between Barry and the rest of the team, and I think he felt that he was left out. I thought it would work double ways. If I give him that responsibility, that it would be much easier for me to convince him around the idea and actually believe in it. I did it so to get him closer to the team, to get him believe to the idea, so he's not going to create...
So you're saying to me that you had got better presenters, or you thought you had better presenters in the team, but you were licking up to Barry. Is that what you're saying?
I said that I wanted to motivate him. I thought that was my job.
But you could have brought the house down.
And that would be really bad for the rest of the team.
So you made a decision that wasn't the right one. You just said it was. So, this is the final billboard that you come up with. So, talk me through it, Will.
Basically, the two aspects were light on your feet, as in running across water. The second part of the idea was that the flavours were coming down, striking the water and invigorating our runner there, as you see. So ultimately giving that extra edge.
Why didn't you use a woman in this ad? Do you think it's not suitable women's drink?
No, it's as the brief had said, from Lucas said, it was for adults, both unisex, obviously.
You certainly cast enough of them because you had 30 come to the casting session and you dismissed all the women without even looking at them.
How many did they look for?
They looked for 30 people. 10 in their 20s, 10 in their 30s and 10 in their 40s. Then they dismissed all the women.
And 15 of them were women?
Yep.
Do any of you know what it means to bring 15 models to a location? They have to pack a bag that size. They have to bring all their bits and pieces in terms of makeup. And they have to get on a bus or a car and then they're told, piss off. Get lost. Do you know what that's like?
That was a mistake.
But did you understand it at the time? No. Did you understand? Did you just go out and say, it's OK, don't want any girls, bye-bye?
We had made a group decision that we wouldn't waste our time and their time.
Well, you'd already wasted their time.
Unfortunately, but we didn't
15 girls probably took 4 hours each.
In hindsight, it was quite rude to bring them in, and we should have made a call earlier.
It wasn't just rude, it was disrespectful. It was abuse. That's what it was. For you to not even think about that is what disturbs me. Are you people? You don't do things like that. So you do it all differently if you're doing it again? Yeah? And yet you said he was an excellent project manager. And now when we talk through it, it all comes out totally different. If Elevate lose this task, who do you think is the weakest link?
It's going to be a really hard decision for me, Bill, because I do believe that Barry he just tried in the wrong way to contribute.
So you're saying Barry, are you?
I would say Barry, Bill.
OK. Now I'll come over to Fusion. So, Caroline, I appointed you as the project manager. What do you think your team are going to say about your performance?
I think that it should be positive feedback. I hope it is.
Niamh, what do you think of Caroline?
I did find Caroline to be a good team leader. From the start, she actually contributed ideas. So I think that, she did lead from the front.
Tara, what did you think?
To be perfectly honest, Bill, I think Caroline isn't a natural-born leader. I do feel the boys took control and Caroline maybe took a backseat.
So do you not think that she did well?
To be honest, Bill...
No.
No.
I'd have to disagree with 100% with Tara. I thought Caroline was brilliant, She completely took control of the situation from the start. She made sure that there wasn't any arguing or kind of discontent that obviously evolved in the other team. I couldn't fault her in honestly in any way.
So for you, Caroline ticked all the boxes.
I knew she was a people's person, but she did it 100%.
OK. Kieran, you going along with all that?
I have to agree with we did settle on what I feel is the right choice, and she chose the right people for the right jobs.
So, what ideas were there? Ciara, what sort of ideas did you come up with?
I came up with the idea of maybe moving away from the sports side and to play on maybe like a bedroom type scene. But
a bedroom scene?
Yes, Bill.
Tell me about
it. It's the idea of it, Bill, would be that a man would be drinking the Lucas 8 Sport Light drink outside of the bedroom door, and his wife would be inside, and there would be a caption around energy and stamina.
So